Curtain. Will you please put your hands together for Choose Your Own Adventure by Wendy.
Some of you may remember me from Shetland Ponies Making a Union. What? No, that was the first one I read. I've been looking for this one. I've been promising this one. Who did the Choose Your Own Adventures when you were a kid? Well, this is, for copyright purposes, Adventures of Your Own series. Warning. Do not read the story from beginning to end. These pages contain different adventures that you can have. You may be asked to make choices that could lead to success or disaster. So remember, you control the ending of this story. To proceed, turn to page 1. This was written October 7th, 1982. So it's this week, 28 years ago this week. Amazon Adventure. 20 years ago this week, predates Lost. Just saying. So, the Choose Your Own Adventure series, if you remember, they're read in second person, which is a little awkward, but I'll let you know when it's time to vote. You're on an airplane flying over the Amazon jungle, returning to Canada after a vacation in Rio. A sudden jolt hurls you and many others out of your seats. The plane starts to make a nosedive and the stewardesses begin handing out parachutes. Everyone's panicking. The door is opened and everyone, turn to page 2. Begins to jump out. You follow. Once you jump out, you pull the ripcord. You land in a small clearing near a swamp. Other people are landing around you. Suddenly, a woman screams. Heading towards the group is a humongous crocodile. Humongous and kumquat are my favorite words in stories. Everyone panics and turns to run away. You notice a small child lying on the ground, crying. If you run with the rest of the group, turn to page 3. If you help the child, turn to page 4.
Run! 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 You don't know that child.
Judges?
Screw the child!
The problem is I kind of know which happens.
Throw the child.
Well, we can do that. You decide that someone else will save the child.
Ah.
And you join the running group. You all escape safely, except for the child, of course. That night, your group of survivors is discussing what happened. You all agreed that the engines failed. You do not know for sure, however, because all the pilots were killed in the crash. Suddenly, a voice comes out of nowhere and says, "You left an innocent child to die. You must pay." You see a blinding flash of light, feel a sharp pang of pain, and then you and all the others never feel anything more again. The end.
Oh! Read the other one.
What was the other one?
Read the other option.
The other was to help the child, so we will do that. Yeah. You decide to try and rescue the crying child, but the crocodile, here's the crocodile, is slowly closing in on. You run beside the child with a large stick clutched in your hands. Your friend, Karen, comes up behind you and says, "Here, let me take the child. You can take care of the crocodile." If you let Karen take the child, turn to page 6. If you pick up the child yourself, turn to page 5.
Crocodile!
Okay, take her. I'll get rid of this crocodile, so it won't bother us anymore, you say confidently. Just as Karen runs away, more and more crocodiles start appearing out of nowhere. You scream for help, panicking. There's a lot of panicking in this. The others arrive a few minutes later, but it's too late for you.
Oh.
Well, at least you saved the child.
Are you sure?
There's several, and you can tell me when we've had enough. One more. So if you pick up the child yourself, no, I'll take the child. You start running. Because really, why do you need to take her the crocodile? Anyway, you grab the child and start running as fast as you can. Karen falling right behind you. Finally, you reach the group. Everyone, especially the child's mother, thank you, and Karen for saving the child. They're discussing what happened to the plane. You all agree that the engines failed, but you don't know for sure because all the pilots were killed in the crash. Suddenly, you all notice a huge boa constrictor heading towards the group. If you all run into a nearby cave, turn into page 7.
No! No!
If you and a few others try to kill it, turn to page 8.
Kill it!
good choice you've made. You and a few others grab some sharp sticks and turn towards the boa. You all try to stab it. Here's you and your friend stabbing. Finally, the snake is dead. You sit down and relax. You're only rested a little bit when you see another boa constrictor. Everyone, of course, starts to panic. Hey everybody, let's go into that cave over there.
Oh no!
Leading everyone into a nearby cave. Everyone throws rocks at the boa that surround and leaves. You all think the cave would be a good place to spend the night. Everyone lays down and starts going to sleep. In the middle of the night, you're awakened by some screeching noises and a scream. The child that you saved, his mother, Marie, was just bitten by a deadly vampire bat. If you try to help Marie with medical care, turn to page 9. We have a medic in the audience. If you try to kill the bat, turn to page 10.
Kill it!
Trying to kill the bat. You decide to try and kill the bat. You grab a very large stick and start swinging it at the bat. Someone else runs over to Marie and helps her by removing the poison from her arm. You nearly get the bat, but it lunges towards you. See, there's the bat lunging, there's your stick. It bites you on the shoulder.
Oh, no.
You feel dizzy and become faint. When awakened, you find that you and Marie have been taken care of by a doctor who also survives the crash. There's you, there's Marie. You've been bandaged up with some canvas from the parachutes. Also, the bat has been killed by Karen and a few others. You're feeling better within a period of a few days. If you try to find your way out of the jungle, turn to page 12. If you decide to stay where you are, do we go to the beach? Do we go inside the jungle? So are you going to go try and find your way out of the jungle, or are you just going to wait and see if somebody comes along?
In the jungle. In the jungle. Jungle. I want to sleep.
12, 13. You decide you're not strong enough to begin the journey yet, so you stay near the cave. The day before you were going to leave, the campsite was invaded by hundreds of huge ants. The ants contained very poisonous venom, deadly to humans. 15 people were killed, and 2 others were slightly injured. But they're going to be okay. You left only a day later than planned, grief-stricken by the unexpected deaths. You have a choice of 2 routes to follow to get back. The river or the jungle?
The river. River!
You decide to follow the river because it looks to be big enough to be the Amazon River. Because it was the Amazon jungle. You follow it for many miles and reach a small village. The people welcome you. They send you to the nearest airstrip in jeeps after you bathe and get into some clean clothes. From that airstrip you fly to the nearest city. There you catch a plane back to Canada. You did it. You survived an adventure in the dreaded Amazon jungle.
Yay!
Well, anyway.